Hey, what's going on, guys? Going down a rabbit hole. Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm showing my face for the first time. Um, so first and foremost, what I want to say is I'm probably going to change the name of this channel to Burden of Proof. And the reason why is because my idea of going down rabbit holes was just talking about everything that I'm interested in. But I realized that because I have no personal attachment to things that I'm interested in, that things of interest normally appear after something has stimulated my NE. That's how I get interested. So usually it's when somebody says something wrong or when I get exposed to information. This is why I'm really good in podcast setting. It's also why I'm really good at marketing because I can really pick apart arguments and stuff like that. But anyways, that's what fuels me. So for me, I'm trying to keep because you get a hit of dopamine, right? Dopamine acts as my feelings, right? So if I follow the hit of dopamine, which I get every single time I break down somebody's arguments or somebody's work or something like that, and I tend to not think that uh, if I think it's not good, then I feel a lot better. So what I want to talk about in this video is what everybody misunderstands about the ENTP. I think the biggest thing that people misunderstand about being an ENTP is they assume that ENTPs don't like to read for some reason. And the reason why they think this is because of our function stack. So they think like because we don't have TE in our function stack that we're opposed to going to outside information. And that is completely wrong. That is super wrong. Because a lot of the times when I read, it's usually because I get I hear something, right? I want to verify if what I'm hearing is true. I start to try to like think about it in my head, right? I come up with all these ideas around poking holes in every argument that I'm formulating in my head. And then I say to myself, okay, cool. Let me verify this, right? And then any little piece of information that might seem incomplete is usually what I go to look for. I try to fill in the gap, right? And I would assume that this is the experience of all ENTPs. ENTPs, just because we have TI, it doesn't mean we don't like to read. It just means that we refute anything that we read that seems wrong. I'll be the first person to read a book and tell you that what I'm reading in this book is wrong. And I read all different types of books. Like the fact that people think that ENTPs have to only be subjected to reading, intellectual stuff is crazy to me. Like for example, one of the things that I read that I'm reading right now, I just bought this. I honestly didn't start reading it yet, but it's Letters to Melina, or Milena by Franz Kafka. I also bought Metamorphosis right here, and I have the Book of Mirdad. And I'm reading these things. I'm reading this because I'm more so trying to understand how to write, because this guy is usually praised for writing really well and stuff like that, and writing in a very emotional way. And I'm trying to understand how to basically write in a more emotional way, so that when I'm writing letters to uh, the girl that I'm talking to right now, I can emulate and also improve the style of which I'm taking from this book. And so, like, you know, yeah, I think people make a lot of wrong assumptions about ENTPs. I think, like, people saying that we don't like to read is absolutely crazy. Yes, we take a lot of things from personal experience. Every time when I speak in examples. But at the same time, it's not just personal experience because I have to verify. And I verify in two ways. I either verify, like I always am going to prioritize the concept over the practicality of something. So even if I see results with something, I'm not really going to care because I care more unless I can quantify why it's happening. If I know the why behind the thing, then I will care about it. I will say, okay, this is what I'm adding to my mental model. But if I don't know the why, then to me, it doesn't matter if it works. It needs to make sense at the end of the day. So Yeah, I think I'm gonna just make more videos like this. I'm literally, I don't like, bruh. Like one moment you might see me here, and then you might see me somewhere else, and I'm never in a cool environment, I guess. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I think people saying that ENTPs don't like to read is just so stupid. Or like the reason why we're mostly wrong is because we're usually not well read. It just doesn't make any sense. I had a guy the other day try to debate me that I was not an ENTP because of the fact that I can use inductive reasoning. So then I flipped it on him and I also used deductive reasoning, and he still couldn't tell that I was using deductive reasoning, and he was still conflating or still saying that, my form of reasoning was still inductive because he felt that it was additive. And when he was telling me that, I'm like, bro, it's not additive. Like I think you're underestimating how condescending I can be. Like I'm pointing out the flaws within your arguments. Your argumentation is extremely wrong. And the thing is that I know that a lot of the times when I'm arguing with people, they think that, um, who is this guy? Like, why is he arguing? How does he know, right? I mean, the thing is that when your mind moves as fast as mine, and you can come up with so many different ways to see things all at once, and people don't realize too is that like every single time, like if you the way that my mind works is it's not like this. People always try to say like any is this thing of like you can see all these possibilities and blah 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 blah, and they almost describe it in a way that is descriptive of an eye, right? Like this vision. But it's like instead of like the actual, what people generally mean when they say the word vision, they make it seem like it's imagistic, right? And for me, it's not like that. The reason why I'm able to connect things so quickly most of the time is because of auditory, like my auditory uh, prowess, right? Like the moment you say something, if I hear what you're saying, I'm gonna take it in, I'm gonna internalize it. My mind is gonna have 100 different thoughts all at once. I'm gonna be able to see and pick out like what's right, what's wrong, what's right, what's wrong, what's right, what's wrong, and then I'm gonna come back to you and tell you like why this doesn't make any sense. And it's because I often like the moment I hear something, it's a whole bunch of questions in my head, like not even questions but hypotheses. I guess that you could say they could be both, but like it's a whole bunch of hypotheses. It's like, okay, if this is true, well then what about this? What if this thing could be this way? What if this could be this way? And it leads into this infinite flip of me basically playing, um being a contrarian against myself. I used to think that I was an INTP. That's what I thought I was at first. Because I said to myself, I'm not extroverted. There's no way I could be extroverted. Until I started to realize that extroversion, like the definition of extroversion and introversion. You see, even though my goal isn't to be outside with everyone 24/7, number one, when I'm reading things or when I'm learning new things, I like to share it with people. And I won't like learn something for a very long period of time without talking about it. Like I have to go tell people what I'm doing. And I enjoy talking to multiple people because I enjoy like having the deep conversations to poke holes in the things that I know and to poke holes in the things that that person knows, because that's how I ultimately come to the truth. I come to the truth because often at times when I'm speaking out loud, I can refine my thoughts in real time. Like I can literally think about what I'm saying, and as I'm thinking, because my brain works primarily off of auditory auditory response. I don't know how else to explain it, but like every single word sparks a new pattern in my mind. This is why I can rap. I can hear it, and then I'll think of a million different things about it, right? And it's funny because my whole life I never thought I was a creative person. I always saw myself as more logical, like, and it's not that I'm not both, or that you can't be both. I am both, but I'm just saying like the for the vast majority of my life, I just thought I was not creative at all. And there's actually clips of me with friends that would tell me, like I'm crazy for thinking that. I actually show you an example because I was showing somebody else an example the other day. I have another YouTube channel where I used to record a lot of marketing content, and if you watch that channel, it will conflate you into thinking that I'm a TE user or confuse you. Was conflate the right word? Let's see. Conflate. It will confuse, not confuse. It would make you think that I'm a TE user because of the nature of the work that I do, but I'm not. And look at this. Logical and just looking at like those are things. And then, oh yeah, by the way, this is an X2 because every single thing that I watch is an X2. I can't watch anything in less than X2.
But you balance that out very intensely.
Like after a while, when like especially with like just leaving like quitting my job, like it's even more prevalent now because every day I'm I lie to you not, like every day I'll hit something up with a new idea. Hey, like every hour
How
probably.
do you do this?
I'm like we need to do this. Like this is this and this is that and this is.
I'm hitting you up with ideas too.
Now you do.
Yeah.
But it's just like
you do it a lot. I'm like, whoa, I'm trying to keep up. I'm trying to breathe.
and I don't get annoying.
No, it's very valuable. I'm just making jokes.
I always have had multiple ideas, and it's always been a thing. Even before I knew about MBTI, I didn't know anything about MBTI, and I still knew that it's fairly easy for me to come up with things on the spot. It's very easy for me to improvise. It's very easy for me to yeah, it's very easy for me to improvise. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I think I said all that I needed to say. Let me know if you want to see another video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.